Whenever you crave a hamburger, be sure to watch this video. The production process might even make you lose your appetite.
Hey y'all, so as you watch this, you're going to see me in this outfit. You're going to see me in a different outfit because I've already recorded this video, but then I found some information, so now I'm editing it into here. And it's very, very important. This is not just meat being sold in the grocery stores. I truly believe that this meat is already being given to us when we go out to eat, etc. They don't know the effects of what this meat can do, whether it's going to cause cancer down the road or any other health issues down the road, infertility down the road. They don't know these things, and guess what? They don't care, because the goal is to get rid of 3.6 or 3.9 billion people. I'm going to keep reiterating that. And this is not just starting with Bill Gates, because if you watch my previous video, they've been doing this since 1972, placing things inside of vaccines, and now placing things in food, having chemicals sprayed onto food. Like, we don't know what the chemtrails do that are floating around in the sky, do we? And that's just there. But what happens when it rains? Don't that just come down? And if you're growing your garden, guess what? Now it may affect your food. So you might not be intentionally going out to buy things from the grocery store because you know that they're not doing the right thing by you. You're doing the right thing by your family, but still they are impacting how you eat. All the way from, the goal is to get as many people vaccinated as possible. Mind you, studies have been coming out left and right lately about how the vaccines, many of them have things in them that cause tumors, used in rats when they're doing tests and stuff like that. We have to make sure that we are doing our due diligence, but they're making sure they do theirs as well. So when you're growing, I used to do this myself. I'm going to stop doing it because somebody brought it to my attention and I kind of ignored it. But I'm going to pay attention now, and I want you to do the same. If you're growing your own food, please do not just pick your food from the garden and eat it without washing it. Don't do it, because they're determined to get whatever they want in us, to the point, even things in the air, particles in the air that we can breathe in. So, because a lot of people don't want to get the shot, they don't want to do it. So how can they get millions and billions of people vaccinated? Through particles, through our food, through our water. However they can do it, they're going to do it. They want total control. If you have not realized that from the videos I'm putting out, no matter what I'm talking about, it shows you they want total control. You will have nothing. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. And they know it's going to come with resistance, and they're preparing for the resistance as well. Y'all, what happened to me got me so sick. I was just disgusted. And the fact that it happened to me, and it also happened to my sister in a whole different location, in a whole different restaurant. These people are trying to take us out. They are. They're trying to take us out. Hey, y'all. So we should know what's in our food, right? Like, the FDA should be looking out for our good, right? That's not what's happening. And the things that they're manipulating and doing to the food right now to save them money is absolutely crazy. And although I don't eat out as much as I used to, but I had a taste for some chicken wonton tacos, and I got them from the restaurant that has an A and a B in it, and I don't want to call them out, but that could not have been real chicken in that taco, and I could not even eat it. I took 3 bites, because each time I'm like, well, did they change the recipe? What did they do different? It don't taste right. And I literally had to spit it out on that 3rd bite. I got sick. I got the chicken wonton tacos, and then I stopped by a farmer's market because I wanted some seeded watermelons, because I feel like a watermelon or any fruit that's supposed to have a seed in it, don't have a seed in it, is some kind of demonic fruit. And so I stopped by the farmer's market to get me a seeded watermelon, and I got home. I'm cutting the watermelon up. I'm halfway done. I got 1/2 of it done. I'm about to do the other half, and I had already put that food aside because I was like, oh, this is disgusting. I don't know what this is. Next thing I know, I'm sick. I got nauseated. I felt like I had to throw up. I felt like I had to go run to the bathroom, if you know what I'm saying. All at once, it just hit me, boom. I left what I was doing, the watermelon I was cutting up. I went to the room. I tried to use the bathroom, but I couldn't do either. So I went and I laid across the bed. It literally put me down. And I kind of was putting two and two together. My daughter came in, she checked on me, she finished cutting up the watermelon for me, and I just laid in the bed. And then I got in the Bible and I started reading and I started worshiping and all of those things. And then the next day was my sister's birthday, the 30th. And I called her and she was telling me, without even knowing my story, she was telling me that she was sick. So I'm like, well, did I get sick because I felt her symptoms, or did I get sick because of that food? Then she told me that she got sick a couple of days before. And because I hadn't even told her my story now, she said that her husband had taken her to the mall to get a charm for her bracelet for her birthday. And then she said on her third bite, her third chicken piece that she had from this restaurant, she was like, this don't taste right, don't feel right. So she spit it out. Mind you, what did I do with mine? On the third bite, I spit it out, and it didn't even look right. And so she spit out that third piece of chicken bite, and she was like, it was, she couldn't explain it. She was like, it was cooked, but it wasn't raw, it wasn't red, but it was mushy like. And she said, the first thing I thought of was, this that fake chicken. These restaurants are giving us this fake chicken already. I said, girl, and I told her my story, and we was putting it together, and I'm like, this is absolutely insane. From the chicken being fake, created in a lab, to the tick that they've come up with that will give us a meat allergy. They are determined for us to not, of course, eat meat. It's probably a long story to get around to, but I want to just say that we need to be careful if we are eating out. We need to maybe just ask them, what kind of, I don't know if they're going to tell you, but are you using real meat? Because when me and my daughter went to Sam's Club, we went to the Sam's Club, she wanted some chicken legs. We've got everything but the chicken legs. Then we went over there to get the chicken legs, and they've changed up their packaging in there. And I noticed that when me and my husband did our shopping in that video I showed y'all, they no longer have those flat packs where everything's laid out and you can see the meat kind of, more clearly. They had them shoved into those little 3-packs like Costco do. I don't like that. I like to be able to see it. And she's like, that don't look right. And she ain't paying attention to the fact that they have the fake meat now. It don't look real. What is that? And I was like, okay, well, we'll go to the other store because they have the packs laid out and cleaning the chicken. I said, well, I'm trying to get all the feathers off. And she was like, well, at least it's feathers on there. At least it's real chicken. I said, unless they done created some feathers to put on there. She was like, well, that might be too much work. But I was like, you never know with these people.
It's an oatmeal right here. Me personally, I like the strawberries and cream the best. Notice right here where it says natural flavor. When I learned this about natural flavor, it tripped me out. Matter of fact, just hold on, watch this.
The FDA allows companies to use virtually any natural product to create a flavor. And castoreum, typically called natural flavor, is taken from a beaver's anal gland. It's far cheaper to use castoreum, or beaver's butt, to flavor strawberry oatmeal than using actual strawberries. They don't want you to know what's in that natural flavor either. Just try to call the company and ask. They'll tell you it's proprietary.
It's nasty, right? And to think about these natural flavors, another thing that tripped me out, there's actually been billions of dollars spent in research and development to make natural flavors to make us want to keep on eating more.
Bioengineered foods. Why are they bad? Bioengineered foods are foods that have had their DNA altered, and they do that for a variety of reasons. When it comes to crops, let's say corn, by controlling the growing process in the DNA of the corn, it can lead to higher yields and more consistent crops.
Never buy meat from the grocery store without looking for this one word on the label. Most Americans don't even know this exists. But I'm going to tell you, as bioengineered meat starts showing up in stores, it's important to know what you're really buying. You won't see obvious labels like lab grown. Instead, they might use words that sound more natural. The words you need to look for are cell cultivated or cell based. These labels are already approved and used to describe meat grown from animal cells in a lab. This meat isn't from a living animal. It's produced in a bioreactor from animal cells. So next time you shop, read the label carefully.
thousands of pounds of chicken meat without killing a single chicken. And Upside Foods has spent over $200 million in research and development in order to create this technology.
Let me show you how we do it.
Please do, I don't understand.
When we took cells from a chicken egg in 2018, we cracked an egg, we took a small amount of cells, and we froze them in this that goes down to -80.
Wow. And you've used those cells to make hundreds of thousands of pounds of chicken meat.
Step 2 is we take those cells, we gently thaw them out.
Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body and the cells are just multiplying.
Once we get enough of them, we move on to step 3.
This is protein, fat, sugar. I'm literally feeding the chicken cells over there so they can multiply into chicken meat.
That's right, yes.
And once the chicken feed is in the container, it moves all the way through these pipes and through the factory and eventually ends up in here.
We can look through this. You'll see chicken cells just swimming and swimming in there.
Oh my goodness. It's a lot of chicken. So every 2 seconds, this produces a chicken's worth of chicken meat.
Yeah, every few seconds.
Have you noticed more food labels saying bioengineered lately? And nobody really explaining what that means? Apples that don't turn brown when you cut them. Chicken that reaches market size in about half the time it used to. Food that looks fresher longer, behaves differently, and comes with more labels than ingredients. And then there's salmon, where eggs are modified in a lab in Indiana so the fish grow faster, far from rivers or oceans. They say bioengineering is for the good of people, but if that's true, why are we heavier and sicker than we were 50 years ago?
This comment right here. What is wrong with bioengineered foods? Asking for a friend? Let's get into it. And hopefully you guys aren't still eating Cheez-Its. And I'm sure a lot of you don't even know that Cheez-Its are actually banned in Europe and Japan because of this cancer-leading chemical, TBHQ. And if you have General Mills cereal sitting in your house today, do me a favor and throw it away. Contains bioengineered food ingredients. Ugh. I'm gonna play some clips I was able to find for you guys, and you can tell me what you think in the comment section. Let's go.
Not the Kellogg's Pop Tarts. Who wouldn't call that nice, warm, gooey, real fruit filling?
These toaster pastries contain yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40. 3 food dyes that have been banned completely in Austria and Norway. Elsewhere in the European Union, foods containing these additives are banned in food meant for infants. When not banned, products containing them often must include a label, warning about their potential negative effects on children.
But it doesn't stop there. You see the Ritz? These are also banned in multiple countries as well. Let's check it out.
Ritz crackers are easy to get your hands on. It may come as a big surprise that if you visit certain countries and head to the snack aisle to grab a pack, you won't be able to find them. But the reason some countries do not allow Ritz crackers to be sold has to do with the ingredients list and how they are made. The problematic ingredient is partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil. It is a type of trans fat that is not allowed in food products in many European countries, including Austria, Denmark, Hungary, Iceland, Norway, and Switzerland. However, it is not only prohibited abroad, but in some regions in the United States, too.
I mean, don't you guys realize that they want to get us sick and keep us sick? They're literally selling us food that is banned in other countries because it's causing harm to the human body. Illnesses, cancers, reproduction issues, and the list goes on. But it doesn't end here, guys. Let's get a little bit more into it.
Now they suddenly decide, oh, we're not going to call it GMO anymore. We're going to call it BE, bioengineered. Right? So that's already hiding the fact. Most people don't know what bioengineered is. They'll see it on their label and they'll say, well, I don't know what that means.
So here's what the new labeling is going to look like. For example, this cereal box, which is now in compliance, lets you know right there on the labeling that it contains bioengineered ingredients.
So in other words, if your food labels have bioengineered, it's pretty much just a scientific term for GMO. And I'll play one more clip for you guys so you can get a better understanding.
Bioengineered food ingredients. What the heck is that all about? So the definition of bioengineered food ingredients is this: food that contains detectable genetic material that has been modified through certain lab techniques that cannot be created through conventional breeding or found in nature.
So in other words, anything bioengineered, it's not natural. It's man-made. It's getting us sick.
Ground meat into a... Whenever you crave a hamburger, be sure to watch this video. The production process might even make you lose your appetite. First, workers put purchased frozen ground meat into a grinder. They also add a certain proportion of fat to make the ground meat finer, making it taste like fresh meat chunk. Then, they pour pre-prepared ingredient and the ground meat into a mixer, along with red high-tech sauce and breadcrumbs, and mix them together evenly. The prepared meat filling is then sent to the next workshop, where it's poured into a massive container and pressed into evenly sized patties. They are then sent through a conveyor belt into a high-temperature steaming box to dry the moisture. At this point, you'll notice that the originally soft patties instantly become firm, making them much more appetizing. Next, the workers will sear them over a fierce fire air to bring out a richer charred flavor. Finally, they are packaged with vegetable salad, sauce, and slices of ham on a bun, completing your favorite high-tech burger. After watching this video, would you still dare to eat a hamburger?
I would say, you want to see something beautiful? No, this is disgusting. I'm going to share. Who doesn't like to have a nice hearty bagel in the morning? Well, I bought these from Costco. I'm like, hey, nice blueberry bagels. They're solid. They smell good. And then I went this morning to look at the ingredients. What is in there? Right? Flour, water, sugar. Imitation blueberries. Like fake. Sugar, corn syrup, corn cereal, cornstarch, palm oil, seed oils. Artificial flavors. Brilliant blue, FCF. Allure red. Fast green FCF. It's all food coloring. Enough already in there. Malt, barley flour. Oh, hey, it may contain tree nuts, milk and eggs, soy. Ooh.
American bread is not allowed in Europe because it's not legally classified as bread. And so the question is, who is to blame here? Is it the company or is it the government? I'd say it's America's insane lobbying.
Lobbying is a major...
Which is a form of corruption, but that's where I'm a bigger fan of European policy. Here in Estonia, I've had the benefit of meeting various people who work in the government, and I look at the policy that they are enacting. For example, in Estonia, 51% of the country is forested. I hate to break it to you, but if you live in the United States and you buy bread, it's not bread. It's a commercial, weird product that here in Europe, we cannot even consider food. And that's what you're putting in your body.
They're using some crazy ingredients. I mean, it's just crazy. But they call it natural flavors, and the FDA approves it. Just like when I was talking to my daughter one time, and she was like, well, the FDA approves such and such. I was like, that don't mean nothing anymore. The standards are so low compared to other countries who have banned these items from their country altogether. Why can't we demand that here? Why don't they do that here? I tell you, money is not evil, but the hands that it is in is definitely evil. I know this is off subject from the food, but y'all, these companies are stealing our money because, you know, they got that whole, oh, we're not making any more pennies, so, you know, we round up or whatever, or they keep your money. They should be asking you, do you want your penny? Because imagine how much money they make in one day if they start taking everybody's penny or pennies on every transaction. I only had a penny coming back, but I'm just making a point that these companies are greedy. Have a blessed day.
Yeah. I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down till I burn out. I ain't never